how do you think the wedding industry impacts small businesses and their families?
Like last year when the Ambani wedding happened, I was very happy with what they were doing because they put Indian weddings on the map. Plus,
Yes.
every small person has made money out of it. Right from a florist to a tent wala, to a ghori wala, to a band wala.
And how has it evolved in the age of social media?
We were the pioneers who started the concept of pre-wedding shoots. We
Okay.
simply did things for the joy of capturing memories. The Western world had evolved to doing 20-minute, videos, and YouTube was a big thing back then. Why can't we Indians also look at the entire cinematic way while you go to watch a movie?
Hello, everyone. In today's exclusive interview, we have Megha Israni, the Mumbai born actress turned photography queen who captured over 600 weddings across the globe and still manages to keep her sanity. She's here to spill the tea on wedding photography, entrepreneurship, and a secret to making love look good on camera. So, we welcome you, Megha.
Thank you so much. Very, very excited to do this.
And I want to begin our conversation by understanding your perspective on the Instagram trends. Like whenever I open Instagrams, it's flooded with such amazing videos out there. And how was the scenario when you started Israni Photography, and how has it evolved in the age of social media?
Awesome. So thank you for this question. It's a very interesting one. So when I started off with Israni Photography 12 years back, we
Okay.
simply did things for the joy of capturing memories. I think the Western world had evolved quite a bit with the way wedding stories were told across. I
Yeah.
remember a friend of my brother's was getting married, and when she was, sharing the kind of wedding videos that we saw, they were so long, boring. 3 hours VHS is what people used
Yeah.
to get. And I think that's where the idea striked that, while the Western world had evolved to doing 20-minute, videos, and YouTube was a big thing back then, why can't we Indians also look at the entire cinematic way while you go to watch a movie? I think that's where the inspiration typically derived from, saying that why can't we have something done which is more cinematic, which is more simpler, and which has a heart and soul, apart from seeing people eating at weddings, right? Like back, I'm talking
Yeah.
about 12, 14 years back, people loved to shoot people eating food, the food layout, the decor, and just the food used to be like for 30 minutes in a wedding video. And I thought
Yes.
that, that entire narrative needed to change and evolve. That's where the journey of Israni photography began.
There are about like 48 lakhs wedding happening this year. So, how do you think the wedding industry impacts small businesses and their families?
I think I'm blessed to be a part of this industry, firstly. And it's a very, very growing industry. And also, the
Yes.
potential lies that it's a very non organized industry. There are 100 players, but there's no one player. There's a lot of scope in growth over here. And I'll tell you something, Indian weddings will never die, will never stop. The
Yeah.
scales may differ. Today our next
Yes.
generation may not do, say, 1,000, 1,200 people wedding, but they will yet do a wedding. They will yet make it intimate. They will yet do a destination. Weddings are here to be more experiential rather than it being large. That narrative will change over the years for sure, because the younger minds who are now making the money, it's that hard earned money where they want that every buck should give you an experience and every
Yes.
penny should really call for itself, is how the wedding industry is moving. It's a large market. There's enough and more work for every player. It runs houses right from, say, a florist, like,
Yes.
right from a florist का घर एक wedding से चलता है, to a tent wala, to a ghori wala, to a band wala. So there is a, like last year when the Ambani wedding happened, while the whole internet was, also having a lot
Yeah.
of negative, feedback to the entire wedding, I was very happy with what they were doing because they put Indian weddings on the map. Plus,
Yes.
every small person has made money out of it, even an AC
Correct.
wala. So I think people have become a lot more open minded. Cultures are coming together. And that's also one of the big reasons why, uh, 48 lakh weddings are happening in 1 year, and right from a scale of someone would spend 10,000 to 10 cr. That's the least to the largest number.
So,
Right.
how do you balance the creative and business aspect of running a photography company?
So I think creativity is kind of inbuilt. It's not something that someone can teach someone.
Yeah.
So I think to me, creativity comes very, very naturally, is a part of my DNA, is a part of who I am. When I talk about the business angle has been taught to me. I have learned it and I'm yet learning. And I've been able to strike a right balance because today I've created a team with 70 people working on my payroll. I love the job opportunities that I have been able to create. And I think that whole responsibility is beautiful because, like I know that's my drive as well. How do I strike the right balance is by having my systems and processes in place, by knowing that
Okay.
there's only so much that you can do on the business front. I have the clarity of thoughts, and I also have been able, of course, I've burnt my fingers, I've made mistakes in my business. I haven't had systems and processes, I've never had contracts earlier to this. So a lot of paperwork has helped me make sure that the business doesn't suffer. And so I think
Okay.
that's where I've been able to strike the right balance.
And what's the biggest risk you have taken as a business owner?
Mm, Currently, by starting an office in Juhu at the prime location, bang opposite Marriott, I think that was one of my biggest risk, where I started the first experiential studio where I wanted all the customers, clients, families to come and view their wedding videos with us, come to our office, which is like a lounge. I wanted to make sure that a client, right from the time they hire us to the time that they say goodbye to us, both those touch point experiences should be amazing.
So, can you share me a story about the most memorable or impactful feedback that you have received from a client? And how has it influenced your approach to wedding photography ever since the feedback?
Our clients and our customers have been our biggest teachers. There is no school that teaches you as much as your customers teach you. Every feedback has eventually taught us something, and those lessons are so important that through those lessons today I have a system and process created. One of my
Yeah.
most amazing feedbacks was very early on in my career, and that's the reason why I decided to continue doing what I'm doing. Was from a doctor called Dr. Raja. He is a doctor, and his daughter was getting married, and he hired me some 15, 20 days prior to his daughter's wedding. He'd already booked someone else. And I think the daughter saw one of my videos on YouTube, and she told her dad, I know we've booked someone, but I really want them to just do the filming part of it and make a short film for us. And I remember going to the doctor's office, his clinic, and he said, see, Megha, I've already hired someone, but my daughter's, it's my daughter's dream to have you. Just do a short film for her. And that was so that was so, very, very fulfilling, very, very early on. And he said, I have not said a no to my daughter for anything. And this is her last wish that she has asked. And it put a lot of pressure, it put a lot of expectations on the table. And I remember walking out of that room and I closed the deal. I said, whatever you want to, and we'll make this happen since it's your daughter's last wish. And he called me up after he received. He said, I haven't stopped crying. And he said, after a couple of days, he said, once we had another conversation, he said, Megha, there's not a single day that I don't watch the wedding film. I don't have my daughter physically with me, but when I see this wedding film, I feel she's around me. And I feel that that feedback of knowing that what we are doing is so important and so precious that I've never been able to take the work for granted. And I always say that it's not work because we're a part of someone's celebration, we're a part of someone's happiness.
So, Megha, we have come to the third part of the interview now, where you will just have to give three words and answer. Let's begin. You ready?
Yeah, yeah. Go on.
Cool. Advice for entrepreneurs in the photography industry?
Authentic,
Okay.
real,
Hmm.
and fair.
Okay, biggest industry challenge in today's time?
Time, time, creativity, managing cash flow,
Okay. What's the best three business decisions that you took?
hiring team, investing in talent.
Got it. Cool. So now we have come to the most fun part of the interview that's called rapid fire round. So you ready?
Pressure, pressure, pressure,
Okay.
pressure.
Wedding day organization hack.
Wedding day, just be yourself.
Okay. And biggest photography misconception?
Uh, Instant, that it has to be instant. Good things
Okay.
take time.
True, true, true. And key to a strong team?
Spending time with them,
Okay. Balancing art and client expectations?
being real and authentic with them, setting the right expectations, giving them knowledge.
Creative inspiration source?
The couple themselves, learn from them.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. This is like perfect answer. And handling last minute changes?
Hate it, um, but you got to absorb it as well. Like you hate it, but you got to do what it requires and just be accommodating. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And future plans for Israni photography?
Growth, expansion into multiple cities, being available for our clients. We want to grow into cities like Rajasthan,
Yeah,
Delhi. I think these are places that I would love to explore and love to grow our, wings over there,
yeah.
and delivering timeless moments. For me, I think every day is like a fight within your last product. So just getting better from the last wedding film to the next one, that slight betterment is what we work towards.
Got it. That was a beautiful answer. And we have come to the end of the interview, Megha, and I had a great time talking to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was amazing. It was fun in this busy season. It was nice to sit through 1 hour, half an hour, 45 minutes that we spent, for me to also run by. It's nice to chat at times to know why you're doing what you're doing.